pass, rolling to his right. They throw it, the in route to Tanner. Steck makes the catch. Steck dives for the pylon. Touchdown!
Up by the Nuggets, and an attack. That'll go for a kill from Anastier.
Lamar looks for a block, makes a man miss at the 5. End zone touchdown, swirls. Sets up middle. Jensen for the exclamation point kill.
30, the 20, the 15, the 10, and an 85-yard touchdown run for Landon Olsen.
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on YourLiveEvent.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking live at the home floor of the Climax-Fisher Knights as tonight on YourLiveEvent.com we bring you Pine to Prairie Conference Volleyball between the Knights of Climax-Fisher and the Raiders of Lake Park, Audubon. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Dawson Peterson, bringing you tonight's game coverage with our own Jack Albee behind the camera. We welcome you inside tonight's pregame show. So for the Climax-Fisher Knights out of Section 8A West under head coach Brenda Slight in her third year at the helm of this Knights program, coming off a strong season last year. 13-11 overall was their final overall record, and Coach Slight will talk more about that in our pregame coaches interviews so far. They're returning every single player except for one senior that graduated off of last year's roster for Climax-Fisher, and tonight starts the long road of the 2023 season and looking to build off the year from last season. On the other side of the net for the Lake Park Audubon Raiders, year number 2 for Coach Addie Van Kira. The Raiders last season went 5-19 overall. In the R&J Sports Guide, Coach Van Kira referenced that this might be a rebuilding season for the Raiders, but good things this summer as the Raiders showed quick signs of improvement, and that rebuild might be happening sooner than thought. You're listening to the pregame show here on YourLiveEvent.com. I'm Dawson Peterson from Climax Shelley High School. The Climax-Fisher Knights hosting the Lake Park Audubon Raiders, game number 1 of the 2023 season of Minnesota High School Volleyball, and you've got it here on YourLiveEvent.com.
North Dakota. Christian Motors is proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer in Fertile. They've got a huge selection of new and used vehicles there on the lot. You can stop by and check the selection or go online to christianmotors.com or christiancarsonline.com. Your new vehicle is waiting for you at Christian Motors in Fertile. They are proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer. christianmotors.com, christiancarsonline.com. Stop and see the selection today. Christian Motors of Fertile.
At the Climax Shelley School District, they're preparing students today for success in a challenging tomorrow. The teachers and staff at Climax Shelley aim to inspire today's students into tomorrow's leaders. Opportunities for students include academics, athletics, fine arts, and extracurricular activities. There is one for you to join today. For the latest information on the Climax Shelley School, visit their website at isd592.org or like their Facebook page. Good luck, Knights and Thunder, from the Climax Shelley School District.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
The Fisher Booster Club is a proud supporter of all Climax-Fisher Knights and Polk County West Thunder athletic events and extracurricular activities. From volleyball, golf, basketball, and football to robotics, knowledge bowl, one-act plays, and speech, we are proud to support the students in their pursuit of excellence, not just in the classroom, but in all they do. To learn more about becoming a member or upcoming events, visit the school website or talk to one of our members. The Fisher Booster Club, supporting our local students.
Welcome back to the Climax Shelley High School, the site of tonight's Minnesota volleyball game. girls volleyball here. Lake Park Audubon Raiders visiting the Climax-Fisher Knights. Lake Park Audubon Raiders under head coach Addie Van Kira in her second year at LPA. The Raiders went 5-19 last season. Only one win in the month of September last year, so looking to turn that around here in her second year at the helm of the Lake Park Audubon Raiders. She talked about that this year might be a rebuilding season for Lake Park Audubon, but a lot of improvements throughout the summer in the preseason practices and then throughout the scrimmages that they've had here recently. They went over to Concordia like most of our area teams did and were able to play against somebody wearing a different color jersey finally. The preseason can be so long against your own teammates, but a lot of improvements for Lake Park Audubon, and Coach Addie Van Kira talks more about that in our pregame coaches interviews. Head coach of the Lake Park Audubon Raiders, Addie Van Kira, joining us on the pregame show tonight. And Coach, it's game number one. You guys get Climax-Fisher, just like last year, opened up the season against the Knights. But preseason-wise, how do the girls look? How has everything gone?
You know, it's looking really good right now. We're passing well, and we're swinging well. A lot of things are starting to click for us, and we're excited to play tonight.
So from last year to this year, I sort of reference our R&J Sports Guide going into the year. You had mentioned that this could be a rebuilding season for the Raiders. Is that still kind of the outlook for the year?
I think the first couple games we're definitely looking at that rebuilding. I think we have potential to rebuild a lot faster than what I had originally thought. So we'll see how it goes in these first two, and then hopefully we can just keep rolling.
So what does it take to speed up that rebuild? What are going to be some keys that you want to consistently see in these first few games?
Yeah, so we got to pass really well. When we can get the ball in system, we can run our middles, and we've got better chances to score no matter who's swinging, because their defense has to be ready for anything. So really getting everybody involved from that pass, and then our defense keeping balls alive so that we can continue to rally.
A few names on the roster returning from last year. Who might some of those be?
We've got Kendra Nelson. She's still setting all the way around for us. And then Lainey Matson will be moving to a new position, more right side, doing some setting for us later in the year, I think. And then Mia Voth coming out of the middle.
Okay, so Lainey switching positions. How is she? Was that an anticipated switch? Did she know that was coming, or was that sort of, hey, we're going to try you here? How has she handled that?
In the last couple of years, she's actually been one of our backup setters and stepping into that. And then I think moving to the right side, she's swinging more than what she thought she would. As a senior coming out of last year, she was just playing back row for us, but she's really adjusting well and getting some good swings, so we'll keep putting her there.
All right, and a couple of jamborees or scrimmages in this preseason. Did you guys go to the Concordia one?
Yes.
Okay, how'd that go?
It went well. We started off really strong, looked really good against Battle Lake, and then throughout the day we got a little tired, so we're working on that conditioning and being able to make it through. Hopefully we don't go to 5 sets, because I don't know if we're quite there yet, but we'll give it our best shot. Probably one of those things you're going to look to improve the first few games and slowly start that rebuild, right? Yes, for sure. Working on that, getting stronger and the endurance part of it. Okay. Well, sounds good, Coach. Thanks for the time. Good luck tonight. Yeah, thank you. And that was head coach Addie Van Kira of the Lake Park Audubon Raiders joining us in the pregame show and our pregame coaches interviews as the Raiders get set to do battle. Game number one of the 2023 campaign. They open it up just like last season at Climax-Fisher to take on the Climax-Fisher Knights. We've got a conversation coming your way next with head coach Brenda Slight of the Knights. We'll take a quick break and get a word from our sponsors. It's Minnesota High School Volleyball, night number one here on YourLiveEvent.com.
The mission of the Fisher Public School is to prepare all learners with the academic, social, and personal skills for lifelong success. With small class sizes, great teachers, staff, and administrators, the Fisher Public School is the perfect choice for your son or daughter to excel. To learn more about the Fisher Public School, including announcements, menus, and activity schedules, visit their website at fisher.k12.mn.us or like them on Facebook. Good luck, Knights and Thunder, from the Fisher Public Schools.
Hillsboro Dairy, with delivery of fresh dairy products and more to your home door. I've had Hillsboro Dairy delivering cold, fresh dairy products and other items to my door for years. 3 main reasons why. It's the convenience, the products are fresh, and the delivery service from the Udder Guy. Nobody does it like the Udder Guy. Every week, we get the CT. Please call him at 701-436-5877. Delivery right to your door from Hillsboro Dairy. Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
At the junction of Highway 59 and 200, you'll enjoy a stop at Pump 24 Corner Market. Gas and diesel islands are available 24 hours for all vehicles. In the Corner Market, you'll find convenience foods, grocery, hot stuff subs and wraps, pizzas, salads, and more, including the Plump 24 roasted chicken. You can add mashed potatoes and extras for the full meal. Hot coffee is always available every day at Pump 24 Corner Market in Mahnomen.
Back here at the Climax Shelley High School, it's opening night of the Minnesota High School volleyball season. Climax-Fisher Knights hosting the Lake Park Audubon Raiders. I'm Dawson Peterson with you. Jack Albee behind the camera and producing tonight on your live event.com. As promised, we have another conversation, this one with head coach Brenda Slight of the Climax-Fisher Knights. 13-11 last year, and she says it doesn't feel like they've taken a break at all throughout the summer, and they are off and running here for the 2023 season. Here is that conversation with Coach Brenda Slight of the Climax-Fisher Knights. Climax-Fisher Knights head coach Brenda Slight joining us on the pregame show tonight. And coach, opening game of the year, just right off the bat, how are the girls feeling?
You know, the girls are excited. You know, I have everyone back from last year except for one senior. You know, they did a lot of building this summer. You know, more girls got comfortable with other girls, and I feel like, you know, they are like one big happy family, and they grew a lot this summer, and I'm really excited to see what they have tonight.
So coming in after the summer vacation, was there a period of trying to get back into the swing of things, or because the girls know each other so well, was it just go right away?
Well, I feel like, you know, we had JOs in the month of June, and then we moved into our summer league at EGF, and then I felt like we just moved right into season. So I feel like the girls saw a lot of each other. They played a lot with each other this summer. So I feel like we never really got too much of a break, and I literally feel like we blinked and season was here.
So that can be good and bad, right? It doesn't feel like you had a break, but the girls probably are taking, you know, pretty good to it of starting right away, right?
Yeah, they're very excited. They've been working hard these last 2 weeks. You know, I've been moving things around a little bit, you know, trying new things at practice, and I feel like the girls are adjusting to the new defense that we put in this summer. So I'm excited to see what they have, and then, you know, just go from after this first game what we need to work on.
So reflecting back a little bit from last year, and you guys went 13-11, I think the record was last season. What were some things sort of down the stretch that you saw got improved on that you just want to build off of right away beginning this year?
You know, just the maturity. Like, you could see that, you know, we were very young last year, a lot of inexperienced players, but I feel like throughout the year, you know, you had more leaders, more talking. You saw them trying and, you know, just figuring out the game a little bit more than they did in the beginning of the year, because maybe some of them just didn't know enough. So I'm just excited to see that continue, and I'm excited to see them just pick away at the other team and just kind of learn.
Are there different leaders on this team, or is it looking towards one person to be the vocal leader, another person to be, you know, show it on the floor, whatever it is? How is that, or all the girls just mesh really well?
You know, they do mesh really well. You know, our older ones are like, you know, more of the, they have different leadership than our younger ones. Our younger ones are, you know, they are the ones that they're energetic. They're the ones screaming and rolling all over the place. But then you got our seniors who, you know, keep that focus and they get into it. And I feel like this summer you really could tell that everyone kind of started being that energy. And it was really nice to see that they all kind of came together just to figure each other out a little bit more than maybe they didn't know a whole lot about each other last season.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to put a damper on anything, but does it seem like everybody knows their role, or would you sense any sort of, I don't know if jealousy is the word for it, but do you foresee any of those situations happening?
Absolutely not. Like I truly feel like these girls know their role. They want to win. They want to work hard, and I think at the end of the day, they're one. And you can see that tonight. You'll see that you can't pinpoint, like I said last year, the ages out there.
Sure.
They seem like they're all on the same page.
Okay, awesome. So you guys get Lake Park Audubon. You won 3-0 last year against them to open up the season. What do you expect in tonight? I know talking to Coach Van Kira a little bit before, they thought maybe this would be a rebuilding season a little bit for the Raiders, but sounds like they've improved a lot through the summer too.
I think they have some young girls that, I remember watching them in the JV game last year, and I was like, oh, that's impressive, and, them getting their experience also that they got last season. And, if it's a rebuilding year, we said that last year, and we had a pretty good season for our rebuilding season. So I think our girls need to be ready, and I think they need to, stay focused and continue to push throughout the entire game and not look back, because I think LPA will, they will do some great things.
Okay, well, sounds good. Should be a fun night. Good luck.
Thank you.
And big thanks to head coach Brenda Slight for joining us on our pregame coaches interviews tonight. And Coach Slight just sort of alluding to it. It's one big happy family here at Climax-Fisher. Graduating only one senior from last year, returning the entire starting lineup. Healthy, of course, to begin the year. They played volleyball for what seems like all summer long. Coach Slight said, I feel like we barely blinked and the season was already here. So Climax-Fisher, they are ready to go, and look out the rest of the Pine to Prairie Conference as the Knights are getting started on a strong 2023 campaign. They open up their season against the Lake Park Audubon Raiders. Just like last season, the Knights got the better of the Raiders 3-0. We'll take a short break, come back with your starting lineups, and then the playing of our national anthem, and then the opening serve. It's the Climax-Fisher Knights and the Lake Park Audubon Raiders, game number 1 of the 2023 season. You've got it here on yourliveevent.com.
At the Climax Shelley School District, they're preparing students today for success in a challenging tomorrow. The teachers and staff at Climax Shelley aim to inspire today's students into tomorrow's leaders. Opportunities for students include academics, athletics, fine arts, and extracurricular activities. There's one for you to join today. For the latest information on the Climax Shelley School, visit their website at isd592.org or like their Facebook page. Good luck, Knights and Thunder, from the Climax Shelley School District.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Now is the time to take note of any issues you may have experienced with your planter while it's fresh in your mind. We can come out, walk the fields with you, and talk over these concerns and put a plan together. For a limited time, save $50 per row when you buy Delta Force from RDK Enterprises. Cash discounts are also available upon qualifying purchase. Take advantage of these discounts and contact us today. RDK Enterprises, 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
The 2023 R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide is now available in digital format. You can view the 2023 Fall Sports Guide online and on mobile by visiting rnjbroadcasting.com and clicking on the Sports Guide link. View schedules, coaches' bios, and see plenty of photos and tidbits to get ready for the fall sports seasons. The R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide is now online and available at rnjbroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to the Climax Shelley High School opening night of the 2023 volleyball season. The Climax-Fisher Knights hosting the Lake Park Audubon Raiders. Let's give you our starting lineups for tonight. For the Lake Park Audubon Raiders first, sophomore number 1, Kendra Nelson. Junior number 2 is Taylor Haugrud. Sophomore number 3 is Kenna Matson. Junior number 5, Mia Voth. Junior number 8, Keela Johnson. The libero tonight for Lake Park Audubon is junior number 9, Kennedy Wire. And sophomore number 10, Lily Brandenberger, rounds out the starting lineups for Lake Park Audubon here tonight. Assistant coaches for Lake Park Audubon, Rachel Wilson and Izzy Verberg. The head coach for Lake Park Audubon is Addie Van Kira. Here's your starting lineups for Climax-Fisher. Senior number 1, Cambry Solheim. Senior number 3, Hallie Reitmeyer. 8th grader number 4, Peyton Hoffman. Freshman number 5, Lucy Paulsrud. Senior number 6, Ava Larson. Senior number 8, Mia Marshall. And senior number 9, libero, is Ella Paulsrud. Head coach for the Climax-Fisher Knights is Brenda Slight. Assistant coaches are Kelly Carenta and Alexis Peterson. Those are your starting lineups tonight for Climax-Fisher and Lake Park Audubon. We're going to take a short break as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, and then we'll have the first serve. It's Climax-Fisher, Lake Park Audubon here in high school volleyball on yourliveevent.com.
The mission of the Fisher Public School is to prepare all learners with the academic, social, and personal skills for lifelong success. With small class sizes, great teachers, staff, and administrators, the Fisher Public School is the perfect choice for your son or daughter to excel. To learn more about the Fisher Public School, including announcements, menus, and activity schedules, visit their website at fisher.k12.mn.us or like them on Facebook. Good luck, Knights and Thunder, from the Fisher Public Schools.
It's cleaner with Gleaner. Gleaner Combines from Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada. Have you been seeing the demonstrations of these Gleaner Combines? Check with Chuck O'Neill for details at Ziegler Ag Equipment. New trade-ins at Ziegler Ag Equipment, 31-foot Borgo, chisel plow with 3-bar harrow, just in S205 Melrose Bobcat, local trade, 1,580 hours. Talk with Chuck O'Neill for pricing and more information. Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada, 218-784-2961.
At Halstead Living Center, Heritage House in Halstead, and the Normandy Apartments in Twin Valley, they want to ensure you or your loved one are in the best place for your current care needs. They offer a variety of first-rate services with a tailored plan to exceed your expectations at any level of care. Residents can continue to do what they have always loved while trying new experiences that they've never had time for. For more information on Halstead Living Center, Heritage House in Halstead, and the Normandy in Twin Valley, call 218-456-2105.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Christian Motors is proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer in Fertile. They've got a huge selection of new and used vehicles there on the lot. You can stop by and check the selection or go online to christianmotors.com or christiancarsonline.com. Your new vehicle is waiting for you at Christian Motors in Fertile. They are proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer. christianmotors.com, christiancarsonline.com. Stop and see the selection today. Christian Motors of Fertile.
At the Climax Shelley School District, they're preparing students today for success in a challenging tomorrow. The teachers and staff at Climax Shelley aim to inspire today's students into tomorrow's leaders. Opportunities for students include academics, athletics, fine arts, and extracurricular activities. There is one for you to join today. For the latest information on the Climax Shelley School, visit their website at isd592.org or like their Facebook page. Good luck, Knights and Thunder, from the Climax Shelley School District.
Welcome back to the Climax Shelley High School. It's blackout night. Game number 1 of the 2023 season. The Climax-Fisher Knights hosting the Lake Park Audubon Raiders. Starting lineups down on the floor. Let's give them to you again right here. Starting lineups for the Climax-Fisher Knights: Cambry Solheim, Hallie Reitmeyer, Peyton Hoffman, Lucy Paulsrud, Ava Larson, Mia Marshall, and Ella Paulsrud as the libero. For Lake Park Audubon, Kendra Nelson, Taylor Haugrud, Kenna Matson, Mia Voth, Keela Johnson, Lily Brandenberger, and the libero is Kennedy Wire. Well, Climax-Fisher and Lake Park Audubon, they matched up last season. The Knights getting the better of the Raiders 3-0. And dating back to the 2014-2015 season, Climax-Fisher 5-2 against Lake Park Audubon. and that's overall record throughout the season. They haven't played the opening game in all of those years. Climax-Fisher is just 5-2 against LPA dating back to 2014-2015. Well, here we go. Summer has gone by, and we are into the fall sports season. Of course, school getting started in Minnesota after Labor Day of next week. But still, games going on, of course. A couple of games. Climax-Fisher, they'll actually play another game this week on Thursday at Kelly or Northome, and then they'll wait until after Labor Day, where they will be at home against the Foston Greyhounds. I'm Dawson Peterson, bringing you your play-by-play action tonight. Our producer and behind the camera, Jack Albee, joining me here on YourLiveEvent.com. Welcome into the broadcast as Lake Park Audubon will get the first serve. Sophomore number 1, Kendra Nelson, back at the service line, and the right-handed serve is over the net, and the 2023 season is in the air. Far side on the attack, that was Hoffman. Dug out nicely in the back row, back over to Climax-Fisher. Hoffman in the middle, the 8th grader, an outstanding season last year as the 7th grader. Ball played on the side of the Knights, pushed down the far line, up high into the rafters here at the Climax Shelley Gymnasium. And that will fall, and will be a kill for the freshman Lucy Paulsrud. And there's your first points of the night, 1-0 on the Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Subbing into the game for Climax-Fisher in the rotation, senior number 10 is Sophia Nesvig. As she'll serve from our left to right, little jump serve. Nesvig into the back row. Wire the libero, set up to the front, and this one's going to go long and a little too much on it from Lake Park Audubon. Will go down as an unforced error here in set number 1, and quickly 2 points in a row for Climax-Fisher. It's 2-0. Serve back across again. Back row, pass to the near side. Bumped back across. Paulsrud, the libero. Hoffman in the middle sends it down. First kill of the night for Peyton Hoffman. 314 kills just a season ago for the then 7th grader Hoffman. And there's her first of the 2023 season. Lake Park Audubon back over to Climax-Fisher. The libero plays it. Fisted back across on the left side of the floor. Sneaky tip over. Climax-Fisher ready for it. Push to the back row. Raiders play it nicely. Set up on the attack. Nobody was there, but still getting bumped over by Kenna Matson. Back row bumped across her body. That was Reitmeyer in the middle. Back corner, nobody there. And that's a kill for Mia Voth. Her first of the night and the first points for Lake Park Audubon. It's 3-1. Back to the service line for the Raiders is Kenna Matson. 3-1 your score, and the far side serve goes into the net. And that is going to be a service error on Lake Park Audubon, the first of the night. It's 4-1 Climax-Fisher. Pass to the far side of the floor. Raiders bump it back over by Johnson. Into the middle, now far side. Reitmeyer with the right hand. Back row, Wire. Near side, cross court, and a nice kill from Keela Johnson. Had some heat on that one. Nicked off the top of the net. Reitmeyer couldn't control, and there's the first kill of the night for Johnson. Makes it 4-2. Climax-Fisher leading by 2 here early on. Raiders with the serve. Back at the service line is Mia Voth. Arching serve goes to the middle back. Hoffman outside and into the net. And that will be an error on Climax-Fisher, and they give another point back to Lake Park Audubon, who cuts it to within 1. 4-3 here in the early part of set number 1. Played by Paulsrud, middle, pass off the mark, and Hoffman still somehow got it across, but the line judge on the far side of the floor pointing the red flag to the sky, saying that it hit the pole here on the near side. It would be out if it does stand. The official on the floor will head over to the official up on top of the stand to confer, and now the line judge will, looks like she'll have to have a conversation as well. If it's a point for Climax-Fisher, the Knights would lead by 2, 5-3 here in set 1. and it is going to stay that way. Hoffman back to the service line, 5 serving 3. Serve to the back row. Raiders play it. Now the pass up to the front, and that's going to be a kill up front by Taylor Haugrud. Her first of the night. Now it's 5-4. The serve goes back to Lake Park Audubon. Back to serve for the Raiders, sophomore number 10, Lily Brandenberger. Brandenberger, right-handed serve all the way to the back line. The Knights let it go until the very last second. Reitmeyer back across, too much. And we're tied up here in the first set, 5-5. In the back row for Climax-Fisher, Lucy Paulsrud. Looked like she couldn't decide whether it was going to go out or stay in. Looked like that one was going to stay in, but the Knights sent it too far over. Far side attack, Solheim too much. And another point for Lake Park Audubon. Makes it 6-5. Raiders by 1 in set number 1. Third consecutive serve for Brandenberger. The sophomore sends the right-handed arching serve across. Pass to the middle, back row. Paulsrud, the libero. Lake Park Audubon in the middle, and finding open space was Haugrud. And that's Haugrud's second kill. 7-5 Lake Park Audubon. Raiders going on a little bit of a run here in the first set. Serve to the back. Knights trying to play it and into the net. And another unforced error by Climax-Fisher. The fourth in the set, 8-5. Lakes Community Co-op scoreboard. And another serve upcoming for Lake Park Audubon. High arching serve goes to the back row. Reitmeyer plays it. Pass to the middle. Now to the near side. Into the net goes Claire Erickson, and that's a block for Lake Park Audubon as they send it back down. Raiders a little bit of a run here in the first set. Played on her knees on the far side by Climax-Fisher. Erickson sends it back across. Raiders play it. Brandenberger back to the middle. Bumped back over, and the Knights getting it across. Holding their breath to get it over. Pass to the near side. Reitmeyer digs it out by the net. Getting set up. Solheim tripped. Tripped or slipped on the floor, whatever it was, but it's going to be a point for Lake Park Audubon either way. 10-5. That's the score, and a towel is going to come out to the middle of the floor. And a warm Monday evening in Climax, Minnesota. It's the first game of the 2023 season. Climax-Fisher hosting Lake Park Audubon. Serve comes across. Knights play it. Back set, and that's out again. Unforced errors and mistakes by Climax-Fisher early on. They're down by 6, 11-5. We're back after this short break on YourLiveEvent.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
Welcome back. Our score on the Lakes Community Co-op scoreboard. Lake Park Audubon with the early advantage, 11-5 over Climax-Fisher. Some early errors and mishit balls by the Knights. And the reason they're down by 6 so far, trying to clean up their play. Solheim on the far side. Gets it across. That's going to be a kill for Cambry Solheim. And her first of the evening makes it 11-6. Into the rotation, or rather back into the rotation for Climax-Fisher. Senior number 6, Ava Larson. Mia Marshall will also run on. 6 serving 11 as Larson heads back to the service line for Climax-Fisher. No ace serves on the night by either team. Serve on the far side. Played by Matson. Lake Park Audubon on the attack. Too much. Brenda Slight gives it the Olay from Climax-Fisher as it goes wide, and it's 11-7. 2 consecutive points for the Knights here in set number 1. Ava Larson, sharp serve, played in the back row. Back up to the net, a meeting at the net, won by Lake Park Audubon for the moment. Fisted back across by Reitmeyer. Raiders on the attack, up over the top of the block. Flying in is Larson, sets up her hitter. Reitmeyer into the net again. Another point for Lake Park Audubon as they get the serve back 12-7. Raiders by 5 in set number 1. Keela Johnson back to the service line. Johnson sends it near side. Reitmeyer, Larson, Solheim back across. Near side, tipped at the net, the dig, it's going to be played off the net, nicely done by Solheim, pushed back over far side, Lake Park Audubon volleyball, near side of the floor, swinging with the right hand was the Raiders, and now Climax-Fisher tries to set up the attack, but it'll be a push on the far side, and that'll fall, Lake Park Audubon. Kendra Nelson sneaks one over on the back set, and that'll be a kill for Nelson, and another point for the Raiders, 13-7, LPA by 6 in set number 1. Keela Johnson, short serve, too short. And that's a service error on the Raiders, their second of the set. Rotating back in for Lake Park Audubon is Bailey Hostrup. Takes her spot in the back left, and Hallie Reitmeyer, one of the seniors here for Climax-Fisher, sends it away. It's played in the back middle, set up far side. This one for Haugrud, and that'll be a block for the Knights. Lucy Paulsrud getting a piece of that one, and the first block of the evening for Climax-Fisher, getting a point back, 13-9, set number 1. Reitmeyer on the right-handed serve to the back row. Nearly went off the backboard of the basketball hoop, sent back over. Middle, Solheim, across, Wire, the libero has to contort her body, bumped back over. Climax-Fisher volleyball into the middle. Now far side, Wire, ceiling, ground, point, Climax-Fisher, 13-10. The kill for Climax-Fisher gets it back to within 3. 13-10, Lake Park Audubon by 3. Reitmeyer to the back row. The libero plays it. Communication with Haugrud, getting it back over. Knights on the attack. Solheim middle. Wire backpedaling. Raiders again down the line. Libero Paulsrud. Larson sneaks it over. Raiders were ready, but it's going to go wide here on the near side. And another point for Climax-Fisher to get it back to within 2. 13-11, set number 1. Reitmeyer away to the back, and nearly an ace serve. It was saved by Wire, back into play. Solheim, Larson pushes it back across. Raiders on the attack. That went off the rubber on the top of the net, and it was a hard play by Climax-Fisher. It'll be a point for Lake Park Audubon. Tough little sequence there. Looked like it was either going to be a lift or some sort of violation on Climax-Fisher. It is either way. 3-point game. Lake Park Audubon leads here in set 1. Wire on the far side. Deep corner, and that pesky ceiling comes into play again. Went off the speaker. And it came zooming back down to the hardwood. Another point for Climax-Fisher. Little home gym advantage. Paulsrud sends it back across, and an ace serve for Ella Paulsrud. And the first of the night. Climax-Fisher back to within 1. Timeout, Lake Park Audubon. It's 14-13. Raiders by 1 in set 1. We're back after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Fisher Booster Club is a proud supporter of all Climax-Fisher Knights and Polk County West Thunder athletic events and extracurricular activities. From volleyball, golf, basketball, and football to robotics, knowledge bowl, one-act plays, and speech, we are proud to support the students in their pursuit of excellence, not just in the classroom, but in all they do. To learn more about becoming a member or upcoming events, visit the school website or talk to one of our members. The Fisher Booster Club, supporting our local students.
Climax-Fisher mounting a comeback here in set number 1. Trailing just by a single point, 14-13. The Knights last season, 13-11, returning almost everybody except for one senior that graduated last year. Trying to get their season off to a good start. Serve across. Raiders on the attack. Tipped at the net. It was a hard swing by Matson. Bumped back over by Reitmeyer for Climax-Fisher. Snuck back over by Nelson. In the middle, Larson. Here's Hoffman. Big right hand and down. Peyton Hoffman had 314 kills a season ago, and that's her second of the night, first two of the 2023 season. Libero Ella Paulsrud to send it away from left to right, places it on the near sideline, blocked by Hoffman, sent down. 2 consecutive points by the likes of Peyton Hoffman. Knights back by 1, 15-14 here in the first set. Paulsrud back across. Another sharp serve goes high into the ceiling. Pass on the near side, and Madsen couldn't get it over. Unforced error from Lake Park Audubon, 16-14. Climax-Fisher answering the run from the Raiders early on. Back into the rotation comes Keela Johnson, the junior. Comes in for Bailey Hostrup. Johnson goes back middle. Paulsrud ready to send it away. It'll go to the libero Wire. Passes it to the front. Far side. Tipped at the net. And Hoffman couldn't keep it alive. Rather Larson. And that's going to be a point for Lake Park Audubon. 16-15. Knights by 1. The Raiders send Kendra Nelson back to the service line. Nelson, hop, skip, and a jump. Sends it away. And we're going to get jump ball, redo. So another serve upcoming for the sophomore, Kendra Nelson of Lake Park Audubon. Raiders down by 1, 16-15. Played in the back row. Larson passes it far side. Reitmeyer, now Wire for Lake Park Audubon. Near side, down the line, too much. Kenna Madsen's been getting plenty of passes here in the first set. That one misses. And it puts Climax-Fisher back in front by 2, 17-15. Back to the service line. Sophia Nesvig for Climax-Fisher. Sends it away into the middle. Back across. Hoffman will play it high in the air. Went off the top of the net. Back over. Diving play. Hoffman, another tip over. Here's Lake Park Audubon trying to set something up. Far side of the floor. It's tipped. Madsen back across. Hoffman, Wire, Rafter, fisted back over. Nicely done by Lake Park Audubon. Pass to the middle. Hoffman wants one. Doesn't get it. Nice dig by Nelson. Back across. Climax-Fisher again. Far side pass a little off line, and it will fall. Pass was offline. Paulsrud adjusted. Pushed it back over to the teeth of the defense of Lake Park Audubon. Nobody was there. It's 18-15. Knights by 3. Sophia Nesvig ready to send it away. To the back. Wire. Pass to the front. Far side. Madsen is blocked. That is the third of the night. It was Hoffman. And it's 19-15. Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard here in set number 1. Nesvig, a third consecutive serve upcoming. Tosses with the left, across with the right. Wire lets it go, and it's inside the line for an ace serve. Sophia Nesvig with her first ace serve of the night, the second for Climax-Fisher. The other one coming from the libero Paulsrud. Nesvig. Wire in the back. Pass went deep into the net. Over to Climax-Fisher. Set up far side. Knights get it across, and a midline violation called on Lake Park Audubon. It was Lucy Paulsrud on the attack, so now all of a sudden Lake Park Audubon, they were up by 6 points or so early on. Now they find themselves down by 6, 21-15. Nesvig into the net. Service error. First of the set by Climax-Fisher. Hasn't been the cleanest of sets by either teams. Climax-Fisher with 8 errors. Lake Park Audubon with 7. Kenna Madsen tries to get it back across, and that's going to be another service error. Couldn't get it over. It's the third from Lake Park Audubon, and it's 22-16. Knights by 6. Freshman Lucy Paulsrud away. Played in the back row. Pushed back across by Lake Park Audubon. Climax-Fisher trying to set up an attack. Claire Erickson has this one tipped, kept alive, and back across by number 8, Keela Johnson. Far side of the floor, here's Reitmeyer down the line. Nice dig by Nelson. Still in the air, and Lake Park Audubon can't control. That'll be a kill for Hallie Reitmeyer. in her first, and it's 23-16. Climax-Fisher 2 points away from taking the opening set. At one point found themselves down by 6 early on. Back across, and an ace serve for Paulsrud. First of the night for Lucy Paulsrud, and now the Knights 1 point away, 24-16. Lucy Paulsrud across. Raiders play it up to the net. Kept in play off the ceiling. And a point for Climax-Fisher. And that is the final in set number 1, 25-16. The Knights take set number 1 and take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-5 match. We'll take a short break, come back with some stats from that first set. The Knights lead it 1-0. Set number 2 coming your way next on yourliveevent.com.
The mission of the Fisher Public School is to prepare all learners with the academic, social, and personal skills for lifelong success. With small class sizes, great teachers, staff, and administrators, the Fisher Public School is the perfect choice for your son or daughter to excel. To learn more about the Fisher Public School, including announcements, menus, and activity schedules, visit their website at fisher.k12.mn.us or like them on Facebook. Good luck, Knights and Thunder, from the Fisher Public Schools.
Hillsboro Dairy, with delivery of fresh dairy products and more to your home door. I've had Hillsboro Dairy delivering cold, fresh dairy products and other items to my door for years. 3 main reasons why. It's the convenience, the products are fresh, and the delivery service from the Udder Guy. Nobody does it like the Udder Guy. Every week, we get the CT. Please call him at 701-436-5877. Delivery right to your door from Hillsboro Dairy. Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
At the junction of Highway 59 and 200, you'll enjoy a stop at Pump 24 Corner Market. Gas and diesel islands are available 24 hours for all vehicles. In the Corner Market, you'll find convenience foods, grocery, hot stuff subs and wraps, pizzas, salads, and more, including the Plump 24 roasted chicken. You can add mashed potatoes and extras for the full meal. Hot coffee is always available every day at Pump 24 Corner Market in Mahnomen.
Back here at the Climax Shelley's School, where the Climax-Fisher Knights took set number 1 tonight. 25-16 was the final score on the Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Wasn't without some stress, though, where the Knights got down by 6 early on. Able to persevere and come back, and sort of one of the advantages for having a tight-knit group, which the Knights are. Graduated only 1 player from last year's team, and went 13-11 last year. Looking to have a strong season this year. Let's give you some stats from that first set. Cambry Solheim had a kill, as did Hallie Reitmeyer. Lucy Paulsrud led the way with 3. Peyton Hoffman had 2. Paulsrud also had an ace serve. Ella Paulsrud had 1, and Sophia Nesvig also had 1 too. For Lake Park Audubon, Kendra Nelson had 1 killed. Taylor Haugrud with 2, and Mia Voth and Keela Johnson both had a kill in that first set. Sending it away is Climax-Fisher, back across, and another block for Peyton Hoffman and the Knights. 1-0. The Knights in that first set had 3 blocks. Hoffman had a couple of them, and there's your first points of set number 2. Knights ready to send another serve away. Lucy Paulsrud, the right-handed serve across. Played by in the middle, and a nice kill from Taylor Haugrud, and Lake Park Audubon set up nicely in the middle. It was tipped at the net, redirected, fell, and it's 1-1 here in set number 2. Elena Matson back at the service line for the Raiders. Played in the back middle by the Knights. Pass to the far side. Bumped back over by Reitmeyer. Here comes LPA. Far side. Down the line, it misses. Taylor Haugrud with the right hand. And an unforced error here early on. Rotating in will be Claire Erickson and Sophia Nesvig, both for Climax-Fisher. 7 errors in that first set for Lake Park Audubon compared to 8 for Climax-Fisher. It was ugly early on for the Knights, and then it just flipped. In the second half of the first set, Lake Park Audubon started to struggle. Here's a serve across, played by Lake Park Audubon on the right side of the floor. On the attack near side is Johnson. Dug out, middle, Hoffman, it's tipped. Lake Park Audubon still has it alive. Nelson sets up a hitter in the middle, and another kill for Haugrud, her second of the set. Tied back up at 2, Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Climax-Fisher got the better of Lake Park Audubon last season in the opening game of the year, 3-0. Raiders trying to have something to say about that this year. Here's Hoffman, push down the line, and that's going to go down as a kill for Peyton Hoffman. Looked like she was going to wind up and give it the business, but she held back and just pushed it back over. Goes down as a kill, her third of the night. Climax-Fisher, another serve. It's Ella Paulsrud back at the service line. Paulsrud across, played in the back by Johnson. Set up near side, and another block by Climax-Fisher. That's Claire Erickson, the second of the set. Denying Lake Park Audubon, and it's 4-2. Climax-Fisher by 2. Serve across into the back row. Wire passes it back to the middle. Far side, tipped, and a kill. Haugrud on fire here in this second. She has all 3 points by way of the attack for Lake Park Audubon. 4-3. Climax-Fisher by 1. The Knights won the first set 25-16. The libero Wire back at the service line, sends it to the back middle. A near lift call, but it's still played across by Reitmeyer. Lake Park Audubon a chance. Right-handed swing into the net by Mia Voth. Point to Climax-Fisher makes it 5-3. And the 8th grader Peyton Hoffman heads back to the service line. Cambry Solheim runs off. The libero Lucy Paulsrud comes off. Hoffman serves it to the back. Pass to the middle. Nelson near side. Matson across, and that just misses. And the third error of the set for Lake Park Audubon. They had 7 in that first set. Climax-Fisher leading by 3, 6-3. Hoffman sends another away to the far side. The libero Wire comes flying in. It hits a rafter. You cannot tell me Climax-Fisher does not have a home court advantage. That's not to say, though, that doesn't play to the disadvantage every now and again to the Knights. There's been 3 or 4 of those already, and an ace served by Peyton Hoffman. Doesn't need the ceilings assistance that time. Gets that one down, and it's 8-3. Hoffman capable of going on a run here at the service line. Wire in the back. Pass up to the front left hand. Couldn't get it across was Voth. Lake Park Audubon still a chance down the line, and that'll be a kill for Kenna Matson to get the serve back. And it's 8-4. Hoffman now will come off. Libero Paulsrud back in. At the service line for Lake Park Audubon is Kendra Nelson. To the back row to Paulsrud, and a little miscommunication. And an error on Climax-Fisher as that one's going to fall. And a second consecutive point to Lake Park Audubon. It's 8-5, Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Lake Park Audubon now trying to go on a run of their own. Nelson. It's played in the back. Nesvig pass over. Solheim. It was tipped. Lake Park Audubon. Johnny on the spot to keep it going. Near side. Popped high over the net. Climax-Fisher on the attack. Solheim. Wire in the back row. Far side. Push back to the near. It was Matson. Paulsrud the libero. Push back over by Erickson. In the middle. Another tip. Into the back, the libero, and a midline violation called on Climax-Fisher. Tough play as Sophia Nesvig tried to keep it alive, came charging toward the netting, and couldn't keep her balance on her own side. And a point for Lake Park Audubon. They trail by 2. It's 8-6. Third consecutive serve for Nelson. Near side, the libero. Paulsrud plays it, and that's going to be blocked into the lap of Climax-Fisher. And now we're going to get a 2-hit violation called on Claire Erickson. And the third error of the set makes it 8-7. Lake Park Audubon now back within 1. Serve back across, and that had too much. Kendra Nelson a little too strong. Rotating back on for Climax-Fisher will be Ava Larson and Mia Marshall. Nesvig and Erickson come off for the Knights. It's 9-7. Larson back at the service line. Tosses it high into the air. Lake Park Audubon receives it cleanly. That's a nice kill in the middle. That was Kenna Matson, I believe. It was either Kenna Matson or Mia Voth. Skying high into the air, sending it down, and it's back to a 1-point game, 9-8. Knights by 1. Bailey Hostrup rotating in for Lake Park Audubon. Sends it away. Played cleanly in the back middle. Cross-court attack and down. Mia Marshall gets an opportunity and takes advantage, and the Knights go back up by 2, 10-8. And Sarah Thorson will rotate on for Climax-Fisher. Callie Reitmeyer at the service line, played by Hostrup in the back. Pass up to Nelson. Voth into the back middle, and a net violation called on Climax-Fisher. Looked like that was going to be down for a kill in the back for the Raiders anyway. So it's a 1-point game. Here in set number 2, it's 10-9. Mia Voth back at the service line for Lake Park Audubon. Short serve into the net. Too short. Fifth error of the set. First service error of the set as well for Lake Park Audubon. They had 3 in the first. Climax-Fisher had 2 in that first set. Here's Lucy Paulsrud. Another short serve. That one does get across. Quick sequence, far side. Knights on the attack. Thorson has her attack tipped. Gives the Knights, rather the Raiders, time. And taking advantage is Keela Johnson. Her second kill of the night makes it 11-10. One team gets a couple points. The other one answers. And a tight set number 2. It's 11-10. At this point in that first set, here's a serve and miscommunication between Reitmeyer and Sarah Thorson, and that's going to be an ace serve for Elena Matson. And Lake Park Audubon tying it up at 11. That's the first ace serve of the night for the Raiders. This one's played in the back. Back over. Paulsrud, the libero, setting up Hoffman in the middle. Right side, it misses. Hoffman tried to find some open space. 5th error of the set. $12 serving 11 across. Reitmeyer plays it in the back. Pass to Hoffman, left outside. It's dug out, but no, it's going to be a kill for Peyton Hoffman. It was dug out for a moment by Lake Park Audubon, just didn't quite get it high enough into the air, and it ties it up at 12. Ava Larson comes off. Mia Marshall also off. Back to the service line for the Knights, Sophia Nesvig. Nesvig, the right-handed serve, played in the back, and an ace serve for Sophia Nesvig, her second of the night. And now all of a sudden, 2 consecutive points for Climax-Fisher, and it's 13-12. Nesvig, another serve, far side. It was Wire and Nelson nearly converging. And the hesitation allowed for that miss hit by Lake Park Audubon. And it's 14-12, Knights by 2. Nesvig back across, and another ace serve. Sophia Nesvig, how about that? Her third ace serve of the night. And a nice run here at the service line makes it 15-12, and Coach Van Kira of Lake Park Audubon wants a TO. 15-12, Climax-Fisher by 3. We're back after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Shelley School District, they're preparing students today for success in a challenging tomorrow. The teachers and staff at Climax Shelley aim to inspire today's students into tomorrow's leaders. Opportunities for students include academics, athletics, fine arts, and extracurricular activities. There's one for you to join today. For the latest information on the Climax Shelley School, visit their website at isd592.org or like their Facebook page. Good luck, Knights and Thunder, from the Climax Shelley School District. Back here at the Climax Shelley School, where the Knights of Climax-Fisher are leading Lake Park Audubon 15-12, trying to improve that record of wins against Lake Park Audubon to make it 6-2 since the 2014-2015 volleyball season. The Knights have had the Raiders' number dating back to that year. Here's a serve to the back. Hostrup passes it to the middle. Nelson. Push cross court, meeting at the net, played in the air, nicely done by Reitmeyer and bumped back across. Lake Park Audubon now trying to get it back, and they do. Taylor Haugrud has had a nice second set. She's got 4 kills, 6 for the night. That leads all players, and it gets the Raiders back to within 2. Rotating back in for Lake Park Audubon is Kenna Matson. At the service line for the Raiders, junior number 8, Keela Johnson. High arching serve, played in the back row by Thorson. Far side, tipped at the net, it goes long. Right-handed swing by Claire Erickson, misses the mark. 6th unforced error of the set. At 8 in the first, it's 15-14. Raiders now back to within 1. Each team answering each other here in this second set. Not many runs. Hoffman, wire in the back. And a midline violation called on Lake Park Audubon. And so a point for Climax-Fisher makes it 16-14. Back to the service line for the Knights. Number 9, Ella Paulsrud, was the libero in the first game. The Knights won that first set 25-16, and Paulsrud another ace serve. Her second of the night. Is this the start of that run Climax-Fisher has been looking for? They've led by 1, maybe 2 at the most in certain times. 17-14 here in the second set. Trying to balloon that lead and go up 2-0. Near side of the floor. Matson across, too much. 18-14, Knights lead. Paulsrud another serve across. Lake Park Audubon trying to get one back. Right-handed swing. That's not going to get it done. Into the net from number 2, the junior Taylor Haugrud. 19-14. 3 seniors on this roster for Lake Park Audubon facing some adversity here in the second set. First game of the year. Here's a push across by Haugrud. Pass back to the far side. Reitmeyer. Played by the Raiders. Up to the net. Hoffman let it go. She's going to get set up, calling for it. Hoffman, right-hand tipped, wire digs it in the back. Near side, another right-handed swing. Nice tip of the net, gave the Knights some time. Reitmeyer with the right hand. Doesn't matter how you get it done. It was tipped, fell to the floor. Second kill of the night for Hallie Reitmeyer, the senior. Makes it 20-14, Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Ella Paulsrud. Another serve across. Nice run at the service line here in the second set. Lake Park Audubon trying to get the serve back. Pass across, off mark. Gets Claire Erickson off her platform. Kept it alive. Push across. Hoffman, quick swipe at it with the right hand. And that will be a point for Lake Park Audubon. Now makes it 20-15. The libero Kennedy Wire at the service line for the Raiders. Across, kept alive. Hoffman right hand to the back. It's all over, off the wall, and that'll be a kill for Peyton Hoffman. Once you get to that 20-point mark from any team, it just seems deflating. Still got 5 points to go, and Lake Park Audubon still stuck on 15. As Hoffman booms a serve across. Set up, tipped back over by Voth. Pushed back over by Nesvig. Backpedaling is Lake Park Audubon Johnson, and this is going to take a big effort, and it does. Back across, Hoffman meeting at the net. Lake Park Audubon across. Reitmeyer the push, and it's going to be a point for Climax-Fisher.
Wild sequence goes to the way of the Knights, and they have 3 more points to go up 2 sets to none. 22 serving 15. Played in the back row. Back set to Voth, and she'll get it down. And her second kill makes it 22-16. Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Hoffman off. Lucy Paulsrud runs back in, and Kendra Nelson for Lake Park Audubon will serve. Sends it over. Paulsrud will play it. Nesvig passes. Erickson goes into the net. Now Lake Park Audubon gets another point back, still trailing by 5, 22-17. And Climax-Fisher still just 3 points to go, trying to regroup and finish off this second set. Serve across. Paulsrud, ace serve! An ace serve for Kendra Nelson, 22-18. Now the score. 1 point at a time for Lake Park Audubon, still trailing by 4. Nelson a serve to the back line. The Knights let it go. Service error on Lake Park Audubon makes it 23-18. Knights now 2 points away. Ava Larson back on. Mia Marshall back in to the game as well. Knights trying to go up 2 sets to none. 23 serving 18. Serve across, played in the back by Matson. Pass back to the middle, Voth over. Here's Reitmeyer, Larson, Solheim still kept alive, and Wire bumps it over. Knights on the attack, pass, Reitmeyer, a booming kill, still off the ceiling. And a point for Climax-Fisher, now 1 point away, 24-18. Man, that's tough. Ava Larson can end it. Serve to the back, they let it go. And a service error on Climax-Fisher. That's only their first of the set. They've been fairly clean at the service line through these first 2 games. 3rd overall, and just 1 point to go until they potentially win this second set. Hostrup at the service line. Sends it away. Reitmeyer receives. Larson tries to back set it over. She does. Back across. Push back over. Nice play by Lake Park Audubon. Bodies fly in the back row. Raiders with the tip. Still kept alive. Hostrup pops it into the air. Bumped back over by Johnson. Libero set up. Here is Reitmeyer and a miss hit. Reitmeyer miss-hits at that time. Now Lake Park Audubon back to within 4 once again, but they've got to be clean the rest of the way. The senior Hostrup back to the service line for Lake Park Audubon, sends the arching serve across. Paulsrud plays it. Set up for Marshall. Off the net. Was it tipped or was it off the top of the net? It does go off the top of the net. So a 4-hit call, in essence, makes it 24-21. Knights trying to finish off the Raiders, but Lake Park Audubon won't go quietly. Hostrup high into the air. Reitmeyer receives. Larson, middle. Solheim blocked off the net, still alive. Lake Park Audubon, 3 players converge. Here's a push across. Just get that puppy over. Back set, and it's down. Knights will finish him off. Larson the back set. 25-21 the final score on the Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Knights go up 2 sets to none. Set number 3 trying to finish it off 3 sets to none for the second year in a row when we return on YourLiveEvent.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Now is the time to take note of any issues you may have experienced with your planter while it's fresh in your mind. We can come out, walk the fields with you, and talk over these concerns and put a plan together. For a limited time, save $50 per row when you buy Delta Force from RDK Enterprises. Cash discounts are also available upon qualifying purchase. Take advantage of these discounts and contact us today. RDK Enterprises, 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
The 2023 R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide is now available in digital format. You can view the 2023 Fall Sports Guide online and on mobile by visiting rnjbroadcasting.com and clicking on the Sports Guide link. View schedules, coaches' bios, and see plenty of photos and tidbits to get ready for the fall sports seasons. The R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide is now online and available at rnjbroadcasting.com.
The mission of the Fisher Public School is to prepare all learners with the academic, social, and personal skills for lifelong success. With small class sizes, great teachers, staff, and administrators, the Fisher Public School is the perfect choice for your son or daughter to excel. To learn more about the Fisher Public School, including announcements, menus, and activity schedules, visit their website at fisher.k12.mn.us or like them on Facebook. Good luck, Knights and Thunder, from the Fisher Public Schools.
We're going to start set number 3. Climax-Fisher leading 2-0. Taking a look at some stats from that second set. Hallie Reitmeyer and Peyton Hoffman both had 3 kills. Ava Larson and Mia Marshall had 1. Taylor Haugrud for Lake Park Audubon had 4 in a strong second set. Kenna Matson had 2. Mia Voth had 1, and Keela Johnson also had 1. 2-way serves by Lake Park Audubon in the set. 4 for Climax-Fisher as we get started with set number 3. Hoffman, far side, high into the rafters. Raiders backs against the wall. They've got to take set number 3 to prolong the match, and a good start for Lake Park Audubon as Peyton Hoffman goes into the net. And an error gives the Raiders their first point of the set. Far side, Hoffman. That's going to be tipped still, kept alive in the back row. Hostrup looks like is the libero for this game. Setting up Hoffman, and she goes back left corner and gets it down. And the 5th kill, make it 6th kill for Peyton Hoffman. Ties it up at 1 on the Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Rotating back in is Claire Erickson. Sarah Thorson into the game as well. Climax-Fisher won the first set 25-16 and the second 25-21. Serve across, back row, kept alive. Was it tipped? It's going to go out. It's going to go out, nearly tipped by Climax-Fisher after Lake Park Audubon gets it across. And that'll be an error on the Raiders, makes it 2-1. Knights by 1. It's Sophia Nesvig to send it across. Pass off the mark, and an ace serve for Sophia Nesvig. That's her 4th. And it's 3-1 Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. Climax-Fisher leading. Nesvig, that's too much. So the service error gets Sophia Nesvig off the service line and makes it 3-2. Back to serve for Lake Park Audubon will be Johnson. Keela Johnson up with the left, across with the right. Played by the libero Lucy Paulsrud. Setting up the hitter, Erickson. Here's a sneak tip back over. Trying to play it off the net was Claire Erickson, but couldn't get it. It'll be a kill for Kenna Matson. And it's 3-3 tied up. Johnson sends the serve away. Played by Thorson. Off the net, Nesvig meeting at the net. Still alive, and Climax-Fisher nearly celebrated early. Lake Park Audubon, lucky for the Knights, couldn't get it over. 4-3, Knights by 1. And Ella Paulsrud will serve for Climax-Fisher. Sharp serve across, Hostrup in the back, and it's going to go up to Hoffman, and a midline violation called on Peyton Hoffman. And a point to Lake Park Audubon, ties it back up at 4. Raiders catching a break. Bailey Hostrup, the libero for this game, back to the service line for the Raiders. Hostrup across. It's going to be played by Ella Paulsrud to the front. Hoffman, right hand, kill. 7 kills on the night for Peyton Hoffman, gives the advantage back to Climax-Fisher. The aforementioned Hoffman back to the service line. High into the air, Lake Park Audubon trying to set something up. Voth in charge of getting it started, and she does so with her 3rd kill of the match. Libero Lucy Paulsrud back in. Hoffman, the 8th grader, comes off. Kendra Nelson back to serve for Lake Park Audubon. Right-handed serve, Shorty off the top of the net. Nesvig plays it, sets up Erickson, gets it over the top of the block. Hostrup, Nelson, near side, into the net goes Kenna Matson. And an error on Lake Park Audubon as Matson couldn't get it across. The sophomore, 3 kills tonight. Point back to Climax-Fisher, 6-5. Ava Larson will serve for the Knights. And we'll have to wipe up another wet spot on the floor on the side of Climax-Fisher. Larson, sharp serve, too sharp, service error. Second of the set. Was it last year or the year before that it was the first in volleyball where they said the teams don't have to switch sides? Kennedy Wire comes in to serve for Lake Park Audubon, tied up at 6. But you will notice that from last year now into this year, both teams stay on their respective sides. We're tied up at 6. Push from the far side by Matson. Blocked at the net. Climax-Fisher there. Wire passes. Nelson sets up her hitter and mistiming the jump is Mia Voth. And another error on Lake Park Audubon makes it 7-6. Knights get it back by 1. Rotating back in is Sarah Thorson. Ella Paulsrud comes off. Reitmeyer from left to right as you see it on yourliveevent.com. Far side attack. Nice dig in the back row by Larson. This one's going to be fisted across and finding space of Sarah Thorson. That'll be a kill and it's 8-6. Knights by 2. The Knights found their run in that second set in the latter part of the set to win 25-21, and maybe this is an early run for Climax-Fisher as that's an ace serve for Hallie Reitmeyer. The 8th ace serve overall for Climax-Fisher, and a timeout from Coach Van Kira of Lake Park Audubon. They want to regroup. They're down by 3. It's 9-6. We're back after this short break on yourliveevent.com.
It's Cleaner with Gleaner Combines from Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada. Have you been seeing the demonstrations of these Gleaner Combines? Check with Chuck O'Neill for details at Ziegler Ag Equipment. New trade-ins at Ziegler Ag Equipment, 31-foot Bourgault, chisel plow with 3-bar harrow, just in S205 Melrose Bobcat, local trade, 1,580 hours. Talk with Chuck O'Neill for pricing and more information. Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada, 218-784-2961.
9-6 the score in set number 3. Coach Van Kira for Lake Park Audubon said in the pregame, I hope we don't go to 5 sets. Early on, conditioning is always a question mark, but if Lake Park Audubon wants to win this match, they have to make it go the distance. They're down by 3. Hostrup keeps it in play. It's back across. Nice hustle by the senior libero Hostrup. And now a diving effort, but she can't get enough of it, and it'll be a second kill for Sarah Thorson, her second of the set. 10-6, Climax-Fisher by 4. Here's Hallie Reitmeyer, right-handed serve. Tried to put a little juice into that one. Goes into the net. Service error. Third of the set, only the 6th overall. This is the most Climax-Fisher has had in the game so far. 2 in the first set, 1 in the last. Unable to play it was the libero Lucy Paulsrud, and a lift is going to be called on Climax-Fisher. So now 2 consecutive points for Lake Park Audubon makes it 10-8. Mia Voth, jump serve across, played by Thorson in the back, pass to the near side. Solheim, that one's going to go off the little candy cane wire pole, whatever you want to call it. Automatic out is what it is once the volleyball deflects off of that. So don't look now, 10-9. Lake Park Audubon trying to get back into it, and that's just the mistake they don't need at this point in the match, and a service error for Lake Park Audubon. Clean at the service line in this third set. It's 11-9, and Lucy Paulsrud heads back to the line. Right-handed serve by Paulsrud. Sharp serve up to the net. Right hand. Players converge in the back. Hoffman keeps it alive. Dug out by Wire. Nelson sets up her hitter, and down for a kill is Keela Johnson. Makes it 11-10. Nice play in the back by Hallie Reitmeyer and Lucy Paulsrud as they both hit each other, and some more perspiration being wiped up off the hardwood. It's 11-10. Lake Park Audubon needing a run. Reitmeyer. Here's Hoffman. And we're going to get a violation called on Lake Park Audubon. And a point for Climax-Fisher makes it 12-10. Rotating off is Ava Larson, and Nesvig comes back into the rotation. Sophia Nesvig and also Claire Erickson. Nesvig a senior, Erickson a sophomore. 12 serving 10. Knights by 2, and they lead 2-0. Played in the back row by Hostrup, the libero. Here's a running start and a kill by Lake Park Audubon's Taylor Halgrud. She had 4 kills in the second set. 1 here in the third, now 7 for the match. Ties a match high with Peyton Hoffman. They both have 7, 12-11. Lake Park Audubon, they started the first set of the match hot. Got up by 6 at one point. Climax-Fisher was able to come back and take it 25-16. Can the Raiders make a run and keep the match going? And it is going to fall. Climax-Fisher let it go, and that'll be a point, and we're tied up at 12. Back at the service line, Keela Johnson for Lake Park Audubon. Right-handed serve over into the middle. Hoffman with the right hand, slaps it across down the far line. It's going to go wide and out of play. So now Lake Park Audubon back up by 1, 13-12. Johnson a second consecutive serve. Reitmeyer plays it. Nesvig, Hoffman right hand, nice dig by Madsen to the middle, back across. Here comes Climax-Fisher setting up an attack. Hoffman had over 300 kills last year, doesn't get one that time. Lake Park Audubon down! Raiders by 2, 14-12 here in set number 3. Kenna Madsen, her second kill of the set, 4 for the match. Keela Johnson across, played on the near side, and an ace serve for Lake Park Audubon. The first for Johnson, the third for the match. Raiders by 3, it's 15-12. Johnson, another serve for the Raiders. Played in the back by Paulsrud. Nesvig, Hoffman tips it over. The Raiders were playing back, waiting for the boom from the 8th grader Hoffman, and she found the open space. Smart play makes it 15-13. Knights still down by 2, though, however. Paulsrud across. Hostrup up to the net, and Paulsrud keeps it alive into the crowd, and a point for Lake Park Audubon. Give a kill to Kenna Madsen, her third of the set. 16-13. Bailey Hostrup for Lake Park Audubon back to the service line. Raiders by 3. Played by Paulsrud in the back. Hoffman calling for it. Is that off the top of the net? Yes, it was. It'll be a 4-hit call. It wasn't tipped. Coach Brenda Slight asking for it. Doesn't get it. 17-13. Lakes Community Cooperative scoreboard. One of the largest leads of the night since the first set for Lake Park Audubon when they led by 6. Can this group hold on? Reitmeyer. Nesvig. Hoffman wants another go at it. Nice dig. Up to the net. Back set by Nelson. Here comes Climax-Fisher. Hoffman again. Right hand. Tip. And some more space. Tough play for Lake Park Audubon. And how do they play that? It's the 4th kill of the set for Peyton Hoffman. And in her back-to-back kills, just tipping it into open space makes it 17-14. What can she get done at the service line? Into the teeth of the defense for Lake Park Audubon. Nelson sets up her hitter and getting it down was Mia Voth as she circles around, sends it down with a right hand, 18-14. Raiders still holding on to the lead. It's 4. Climax-Fisher won the first 2 sets, 25-16, 25-21. Nelson serves across to the back row. Last second, Paulsrud kept it alive, and Ella Paulsrud back over. Nice play. Here's Hostrup. Nelson in the middle, and mistiming her jump was Mia Voth, and an unforced error coming at an inopportune time for Lake Park Audubon. It's still a 3-point lead here in the third set, 18-15. Ava Larson rotates back on. Mia Marshall does so as well. Larson gets it across. Johnson, Nelson sets up her hitter, and she mishits it. Looking for Elena Matson. Back-to-back errors, hitting errors for Lake Park Audubon, and it's 18-15. Thinking it should be 18-16, and it is. Here's a kill by Lake Park Audubon. 19-16. That's going to be a kill for Mia Voth. I was looking at the scoreboard inside the Climax Shelley School here. I'm not sure if our on-site producer Jack Albee had it correct or not. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Yes, he did. It's 19-16. Lake Park Audubon by 3. Here's Reitmeyer. That's tipped, and the Raiders couldn't keep it up. It'll be a kill for Hallie Reitmeyer, her 5th of the night. The Knights trying to get back in it. It's a 2-point game, and it's Sarah Thorson rotating back on. Reitmeyer to the service line. 17 serving 19 to the back. Wire sets it up. Nelson sets up her hitter. Nice dig. Screaming over is Larson, and the Knights can't get it over. Paulsrud couldn't get enough on it. Lake Park Audubon got to 21 points in set number 2. Now at 20, leading by 3, 20-17. Mia Voth on the jump serve across. Sarb serve. Cleanly by Thorson across. Lake Park Audubon, another chance on the attack. Right hand. Libero Paulsrud goes down to a knee. Reitmeyer will push to the back row. Voth pass. Right hand fisted over by Matson. Climax-Fisher the attack. Raiders down the line, and another kill for Keela Johnson. It goes off the net, pops into the air. Knights let it go. 21-17, Raiders by 4 here in set 3, and Coach Slight wants a timeout, trailing by 4. The Raiders trying to prolong the match and send it to a 4th set. They lead by 4. We're back after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
At Halstead Living Center, Heritage House in Halstead, and the Normandy Apartments in Twin Valley, they want to ensure you or your loved one are in the best place for your current care needs. They offer a variety of first-rate services with a tailored plan to exceed your expectations at any level of care. Residents can continue to do what they have always loved while trying new experiences that they've never had time for. For more information on Halstead Living Center, Heritage House in Halstead, and the Normandy in Twin Valley, call 218-456-2105.
21-17, the score here in set number 3. Lake Park Audubon trying to keep the match going. And a sure test of the Raiders' conditioning in the first game of the season. Back at the service line is Mia Voth. 21 serving 17. Raiders trying to play clean volleyball the rest of the way. That doesn't help. And the service error goes out on the far side. 21-18, and that's a free point for Climax-Fisher. Still with the 3-point deficit, they send the freshman Lucy Paulsrud back to the service line. Up and across with the right hand. Nelson sets up her hitter. Tries to go cross court was Haugrud, and again missing the line. Back-to-back points for Climax-Fisher, makes it 21-19. Serve across. Lake Park Audubon. Snuck over. Will it fall? Hoffman got it down. Got popped into the air, and Hoffman took a swipe at it and gets the Knights back to within 1, 21-20. Another serve from Paulsrud. Hostrup, far side. Nelson to her hitter across. Hoffman in the middle, blocked to the net. Back up to Lake Park Audubon. Nice diving save, back over, wire into the air. Nelson sends it over, Paulsrud hits the deck again. Hoffman in the middle, right hand, that's down. Oh, baby, what a play. And we're tied up at 21 here in set number 3. Timeout Raiders, 21-21. The lead is gone for Lake Park Audubon. We're back after this on yourliveevent.com.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
A recent kill by Peyton Hoffman, her 6th of the set. 11 for the match, has tied it up at 21. Lucy Paulsrud at the service line for Climax-Fisher. Lake Park Audubon saw that 4-point lead shrink in a hurry, trying to get it back, push cross court, not close, but a midline violation called on Climax-Fisher. And a free point back to LPA. How will the Raiders take advantage? To serve will be Elena Matson, the senior. Right-handed serve into the net. Third service error of the set for Lake Park Audubon. Not what they wanted after the free point from Climax-Fisher. Sophia Nesvig back in. She'll serve. Towel goes out. Hoffman wipes it up. Tied up at 22. Climax-Fisher, if they can win this set, would win 3-0 for the second year in a row against Lake Park Audubon in the opening game of the year. Nesvig sends the serve away. Hostrup in the back. Pass to the front. Around, and another violation called on Climax-Fisher. It was another nicely set up attack by Lake Park Audubon, and another point for the Raiders and an error on Climax-Fisher. And it makes it a 1-point game, 23-22. Don't go away. We'll be back after this on yourliveevent.com.
Motors is proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer in Fertile. They've got a huge selection of new and used vehicles there on the lot. You can stop by and check the selection or go online to christianmotors.com or christiancarsonline.com. Your new vehicle is waiting for you at Christian Motors in Fertile. They are proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer. christianmotors.com, christiancarsonline.com. Stop and see the selection today. Christian Motors of Fertile.
Climax-Fisher trailing by 1. Lake Park Audubon again trying to take advantage of the 1-point lead with Keela Johnson back at the service line. Johnson, 1A serve on the night. Nesvig gets it back to the middle. Right hand, teeth of the defense. Hostrup is there. Nelson, hitter on the near side. Reitmeyer the dig in the back row. Nesvig gets it to Erickson. It's tipped at the net. Another attack coming for Lake Park Audubon and into the net by Taylor Haugrud. She had such a outstanding second set. She had 4 kills. That one goes into the net and just couldn't get it across. Tied up now at 23. Here's Ella Paulsrud, right-handed serve to the back. Nelson sets up a hitter who wants it. Dug out in the back by the libero Paulsrud. Far side, Reitmeyer. It was tipped, and it'll be a kill for Hallie Reitmeyer. That's her 6th of the night. And the Knights are just 1 point away from taking it 3-0. Ella Paulsrud across to the back. They let it go, and a service error ties the game up at 24. 4 service errors in the set by Climax-Fisher. Had 2 in the first and just 1 in the second. So now it's win by 2. 24-24, Hostrup, short serve across, Paulsrud to the middle, Nesvig sets up Reitmeyer, hangs back on it, Hostrup the dig, going to her left, in the back row, somebody get the volleyball, it's across, Reitmeyer is there, Nesvig in the middle, Hoffman, down, that's a kill, Peyton Hoffman, her 7th, and the Knights back by 1, 25-24. Cambry Solheim runs back in, and the aforementioned Peyton Hoffman, the 8th grader, back to the service line. Hoffman with the right hand sends it across. This could be match point. Nelson in the middle, and that's going to go wide. And the Climax-Fisher Knights take set number 3, 26-24, and take the match 3-0. Your post-game report is coming your way next. The Knights win it 25-16, 25-21, 26-24. Your post-game report coming your way next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
At the Climax Shelley School District, they're preparing students today for success in a challenging tomorrow. The teachers and staff at Climax Shelley aim to inspire today's students into tomorrow's leaders. Opportunities for students include academics, athletics, fine arts, and extracurricular activities. There is one for you to join today. For the latest information on the Climax Shelley School, visit their website at isd592.org or like their Facebook page. Good luck, Knights and Thunder, from the Climax Shelley School District.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
The Fisher Booster Club is a proud supporter of all Climax-Fisher Knights and Polk County West Thunder athletic events and extracurricular activities. From volleyball, golf, basketball, and football to robotics, knowledge bowl, one-act plays, and speech, we are proud to support the students in their pursuit of excellence, not just in the classroom, but in all they do. To learn more about becoming a member or upcoming events, visit the school website or talk to one of our members. The Fisher Booster Club, supporting our local students.
The mission of the Fisher Public School is to prepare all learners with the academic, social, and personal skills for lifelong success. With small class sizes, great teachers, staff, and administrators, the Fisher Public School is the perfect choice for your son or daughter to excel. To learn more about the Fisher Public School, including announcements, menus, and activity schedules, visit their website at fisher.k12.mn.us or like them on Facebook. Good luck, Knights and Thunder, from the Fisher Public Schools.
Hillsborough Dairy, with delivery of fresh dairy products and more to your home door. I've had Hillsborough Dairy delivering cold, fresh dairy products and other items to my door for years. 3 main reasons why. It's the convenience, the products are fresh, and the delivery service from the Udder Guy. Nobody does it like the Udder Guy. Every week, we get the CT. Please call him at 701-436-5877. Delivery right to your door from Hillsborough Dairy.
Inside the post-game report here from the Climax Shelley School, Climax-Fisher taking this match over Lake Park Audubon 3-0. Final score is 25-16, 25-21, 26-24. A little summary for you, at least from that first set. Lake Park Audubon at one point got up by as much as 6 points. I think it was 13-7 at one point. And the Raiders seemingly in control of that set early on. And then only able to muster 3 more points, and the Knights go on a run, and they win that one 25-16. Set number 2, it was back and forth and closer most of the way. Largest lead, 4 points maybe in that second set. 25-21. The Knights holding off a late comeback by Lake Park Audubon to win that set by 4. And then we went to extra volleyball in the third set, win by 2. Climax-Fisher took it 26-24. There were some unforced errors at some inopportune times by both teams in that third and final set. It didn't really seem like either team took advantage of it, at least right away. 26-24 the final score in that third set, but the Knights able to come away with it and win 3-0 for the second year in a row over the Lake Park Audubon Raiders. And now Climax-Fisher 6-2 against Lake Park Audubon, dating all the way back to the 2014-2015 season. So the Knights having the Raiders' number here in the last few years. 26-24 the final score in the third, 25-21 in the second, 25-16 in the first. Climax-Fisher takes it 3-0. We'll take a break, come back with more coverage of the post-game report here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Halstead Telephone knows we all like choices. You can choose to have communication and data services up to 1 gigabit over a reliable state-of-the-art fiber optic network. And you can choose to have the same great services available town or country with local service and support. You can choose to have an individual service or bundle. You can choose to avoid tricky promotional pricing. You can choose unlimited data. The choice seems clear. Choose Halstead Telephone, broadband voice TV. 1-800-457-2125.
At the junction of Highway 59 and 200, you'll enjoy a stop at Pump 24 Corner Market. Gas and diesel islands are available 24 hours for all vehicles. In the Corner Market, you'll find convenience foods, grocery, hot stuff subs and wraps, pizzas, salads, and more, including the Plump 24 roasted chicken. You can add mashed potatoes and extras for the full meal. Hot coffee is always available every day at Pump 24 Corner Market in Mahnomen.
At the Climax Shelley School District, they're preparing students today for success in a challenging tomorrow. The teachers and staff at Climax Shelley aim to inspire today's students into tomorrow's leaders. Opportunities for students include academics, athletics, fine arts, and extracurricular activities. There is one for you to join today. For the latest information on the Climax Shelley School, visit their website at isd592.org or like their Facebook page. Good luck, Knights and Thunder, from the Climax Shelley School District.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Back here at the Climax Shelley School, Climax-Fisher wins it over Lake Park Audubon 3-0, 25-16, 25-21, and 26-24. We're sitting here now with our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game, Sophia Nesvig. Sophia, great game. What did you think? How did things feel here in game number 1 of the year? I know Coach Brenda Slight talked about it seemed like you guys could barely blink after the school year is done and you're already back to volleyball. How's it feel to get back on the floor?
Feels very good. It went good, I thought. There's always things we can work on, but I thought overall we did pretty good.
Things to work on, what are they?
Defense can always improve. And then, just everything can be better, I think. Just
okay.
Little kinks we need to work on.
Take me through a little bit that early part of the first set. I think you guys got down by 6, maybe 7 points, and then a timeout was called. How did you guys regroup? What was said in that timeout? What was the key to that comeback?
We just needed to find something to put the ball down and then keep pushing from there. Just need to find a spark and have the energy.
So how about we were talking about in the pregame show, too, you guys graduate one senior from last year, and Coach Slight talked about basically one big happy family with this group this year. Is that how it feels in the locker room right now? I know it's only game number 1, but you guys have been together for a while. Is that the feeling?
Yes. We're a very tight-knit group, and we all get along very good. And it's just a good bond we all have together, and that helps a lot on the court when we play together.
Absolutely, and it showed tonight. You guys win it 3-0. You guys have had Lake Park Audubon's number 6-2 over the last 6 years, I think, against the Raiders.
I did not know that. Great.
Speaks for itself. Sophia, great game, and good luck the rest of the season, and have fun getting back to school, too.
Thank you.
All right. Sophia Nesvig of the Climax-Fisher Knights was joining us. She was our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game, Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Hallie Reitmeyer, you've been here before. You've had good games. How did everything feel out there? Was rhythm there, timing, everything? How was everything?
You know, I mean, we're coming off a long summer of playing together, so that rhythm's always kind of there. But I'd say today we definitely pulled it together, made it work as a team, had the energy that we needed to make it work.
When you guys play so much all summer long, is there advantages, disadvantages? What are they in the summer? Does it feel like you want to break every now and again, or do you just want to play volleyball all the time?
You know, I mean, I love volleyball. I could play it forever. But as a team, you know, you get in a rhythm. I mean, it's a good thing to play all summer, but we need to learn to switch it up as well. Like when we get to actual school season, it's nice to be able to still work on stuff, make things happen, try new things. I mean, summer is definitely a time for that, too.
Sure, and Coach Slight was saying you guys have put in a new defense this summer, right?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
And, you know, that's been taking some getting used to.
Sure.
But you know what? We'll figure it out. It's our first game. We have time to figure it out, and, you know, we're a very adaptive team, I'd say. So I think we'll get it there.
That was going to be my next question. You guys are very adaptive to new things and obviously being together for so long as well. When you guys faced a little adversity in that third set, you guys got down. It kind of looked like it was going to go to a fourth, but I think the advantage of you guys being together for so long and then maybe the youth of Lake Park Audubon showed in those times.
Yeah. So, I mean, like you said, we've played for so long together. We have an older team that's played together for a while. So we know each other. We have trust in each other. We know that when we get in those holes, we know we can get there. We can get it back. So just trusting each other, but knowing also how to play the ball the right way so we can get it ignited again and keep going.
Well, sounds good, Hallie. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
You start 1-0. You guys had 13 wins last year. Over under 13 wins this year?
Hopefully over.
Hopefully over. That's what I like to hear.
It's our year. Let's go.
All right. Sounds good. Congratulations, Hallie Reitmeyer, joining us as our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game here tonight. Climax-Fisher wins 3-0, 25-16, 25-21, and 26-24 was the final score in all three games. Enbridge Player of the Game. That's our spoiler, I guess, before we got to it. Hallie Reitmeyer, the Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. Enbridge.com for career opportunities. We also announced the RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. That was Sophia Nesvig for Climax-Fisher. RDK Enterprises of Hillsborough and Drayton. For precision planting updates, information, questions, contact RDK Enterprises of Hillsborough and Drayton, 701-636-2119, or visit planterdoc.com. Remember, RDK Enterprises is here to help you. Sophia Nesvig helped out her team in a big way as the RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game. We'll take another break, come back with some final stats, and look ahead for both teams. Climax-Fisher starts the year 1-0 as they win 3-0 over Lake Park Audubon on yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Now is the time to take note of any issues you may have experienced with your planter while it's fresh in your mind. We can come out, walk the fields with you, and talk over these concerns and put a plan together. For a limited time, save $50 per row when you buy Delta Force from RDK Enterprises. Cash discounts are also available upon qualifying purchase. Take advantage of these discounts and contact us today. RDK Enterprises, 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
The 2023 R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide is now available in digital format. You can view the 2023 Fall Sports Guide online and on mobile by visiting rnjbroadcasting.com and clicking on the Sports Guide link. View schedules, coaches' bios, and see plenty of photos and tidbits to get ready for the fall sports seasons. The R&J Sports Fall Sports Guide is now online and available at rnjbroadcasting.com.
The mission of the Fisher Public School is to prepare all learners with the academic, social, and personal skills for lifelong success. With small class sizes, great teachers, staff, and administrators, the Fisher Public School is the perfect choice for your son or daughter to excel. To learn more about the Fisher Public School, including announcements, menus, and activity schedules, visit their website at fisher.k12.mn.us or like them on Facebook. Good luck, Knights and Thunder, from the Fisher Public Schools.
Welcome back inside the post-game report. Climax-Fisher wins 3-0, 25-16, 25-21, 26-24 over Lake Park Audubon. Coach Brenda Slight joining us here in the post-game. Nice way to start the year, but a little drama in that third set and adversity in the first. So what do you think?
I agree. You know, those are the moments that make you stronger. They make you think a little bit more, and those are the moments that the girls will learn from. So, you know, I'm glad that they're seeing that in the first game of the year, and hopefully they can figure out, we were talking in the locker room, when we get in that little slump, we got to find a way to put the ball away, find that little spark that we need to finish it away. And I felt like we were being safe at that point. I felt like we just kept trying to tip the ball to find holes rather than wailing at it. So I think the most important thing is they need to keep being aggressive and they have to keep attacking.
Well, it definitely helps, and we'll probably harp on this all year long, it seems like, with everybody being together for so long. You guys have such, a luxury in that regard for being together and only losing the one starter. When you face a little adversity, it gets a little bit easier.
Absolutely, and at any point, like I thought, our setters did a nice job changing it up, finding, the right set to go to, and I just think overall the girls, I told them 3-0 tonight. That's a good start to the season. Obviously there's things that we got to talk about and figure out those kinks in practice, and those are the things that you work on after you have a game like this.
Take me through a little bit of that first set. I think you guys got down 6, maybe 7 points in the first, and that adversity hit. What did the girls say in that first time out?
We talked before the game that, if we get down like that, we got to find like this kind of go-to word, and we got to growl a little bit, because we're here to destroy. You got to go for it. You can't hold back. And the girls stayed positive in that huddle, and they're like, okay, girls, that's enough. Let's go. And they all were very positive and encouraging. And I think that was the main thing. They weren't pointing fingers at anyone. They were encouraging and very positive. And I think that's what's great about this team is they're finding the positive in everyone.
Sure.
And I think that's just going to help in the long run.
Did you say growl a little bit?
Maybe growl a little bit. Some of the girls were saying happy birthday. So
all right.
Just relax a little bit, have some fun, and just get over it and wash whatever's happening.
Yeah, you can't criticize much if it's working, right?
Correct, yeah.
2 games before Labor Day and before the school year starts. You guys will be on the road at Kelliher North home. What's that like playing 2 games before the school year actually starts?
I don't think we really think anything of it. It's another game. Obviously, we're on the road. I'd rather have a road game like that before the school starts. But, nothing of it. The girls just need to show up. They need to perform. And, it's a long haul there. And make sure they get a good night's sleep. And we get pumped up on the bus because it's going to be 2.5 hours long. So they need to be well ready to go when we get there.
One more before I let you go. It always seems like early in the season, no matter what we ask coaches, well, what is this team going to do? What's the game plan? Whatever. Everybody says they're going to focus on themselves. Because of your guys' experience in being together, that's okay. Because of that experience, are you guys doing that, or are you looking more at game plans against specific teams?
I feel like we do a little bit of both.
Okay.
We kind of look at what the other team has. We kind of, game plan before every game. Obviously it's early in the season, so there wasn't much that we could walk before this game. But I do feel like we do a little bit both. We focus on the other team, but we do focus on ourselves. So, it's a little bit of everything, and if you can figure out a little bit of everything, you're in a good spot.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. Good luck on Thursday, and good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
All right, Brenda Slight, the head coach of the Climax-Fisher Knights, joining us here in the post-game report as her group wins 3-0, 25-16, 25-21, 26-24. One more short break. We'll come back with your final stats and send you on your way on your Tuesday night, August the 29th, here on yourliveevent.com. Back after this.
It's Cleaner with Gleaner Combines from Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada. Have you been seeing the demonstrations of these Gleaner Combines? Check with Chuck or Neil for details at Ziegler Ag Equipment. New trade-ins at Ziegler Ag Equipment, 31-foot Borgo, chisel plow with 3-bar harrow, just in S205 Melrose Bobcat, local trade, 1,580 hours. Talk with Chuck or Neil for pricing and more information. Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada, 218-784-2961.
At Halstead Living Center, Heritage House in Halstead, and the Normandy Apartments in Twin Valley, they want to ensure you or your loved one are in the best place for your current care needs. They offer a variety of first-rate services with a tailored plan to exceed your expectations at any level of care. Residents can continue to do what they have always loved while trying new experiences that they've never had time for. For more information on Halstead Living Center, Heritage House in Halstead, and the Normandy in Twin Valley, call 218-456-2105.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Christian Motors is proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer in Fertile. They've got a huge selection of new and used vehicles there on the lot. You can stop by and check the selection or go online to christianmotors.com or christiancarsonline.com. Your new vehicle is waiting for you at Christian Motors in Fertile. They are proud to be your Chevy and GMC dealer. christianmotors.com, christiancarsonline.com. Stop and see the selection today. Christian Motors of Fertile.
Back here in our final segment of our post-game report here from the Climax Shelley School. Climax-Fisher defeating Lake Park Audubon 3-0, 25-16, 25-21, 26-24. Knights start the year 1-0, same result as last season, beating Lake Park Audubon 3-0 then as well. Let's give you our final stats before we send you on your way here tonight, as we start with the winning side of the net, the Climax-Fisher Knights with our kills and ace serves. Cambry Solheim had 1 kill tonight. Sarah Thorson had 2. Hallie Reitmeyer with 6 kills and an ace serve. She was our Enbridge Energy player of the game. Peyton Hoffman, another nice start to the year, 12 kills and an ace serve. Lucy Paulsrud had 3 kills and an ace serve. Ava Larson a kill. Mia Marshall a kill. Ella Paulsrud had 2 ace serves, and Sophia Nesvig, our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the game. She was precise from the service line. She had 5 ace serves on the night. For the Lake Park Audubon Raiders, Kendra Nelson with a kill and an ace serve. Taylor Haugrud had a big second set with 4 kills, totaling 8 for the evening. Kenna Matson had 5 kills, as did Mia Voff. Elena Matson had an ace serve. Keela Johnson with 4 kills and an ace serve, as that is your individual stats for the night. Looking at service errors overall for teams, Climax-Fisher 2 in the first set, 1 in the second set, and then 4 in the third set for a total of 7 for the game. Lake Park Audubon 3 in the first, 2 in the second, and 3 in the third for a total of 8. Looking at blocks on the night, total for Climax-Fisher, they had 5 overall, and Lake Park Audubon had 1. As those were your final stats, Climax-Fisher, the winner tonight, 3-0, 25-16, 25-21, 26-24. Thank you to our sponsors you heard, and rather saw, throughout our broadcast tonight on yourliveevent.com. Our broadcast tonight, it's at least my first game of the year, not possible without the help of those sponsors. So thank you to you sponsors for making our broadcast possible here on yourliveevent.com. And also thank you to the viewers for tuning in tonight. Climax-Fisher winning 3-0. We hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast on yourliveevent.com. Speaking now for Jack Albee, our producer behind the camera, thank you to you, my man. I'm Dawson Peterson, signing off and saying so long. Climax-Fisher winners 3-0. We'll see you next time on yourliveevent.com.